picture of what is considered the perfect American family. Dad, mom, couple kids, boy and girl. But the reality of the matter is most families today don't look like this. I have a scenario for you. A mother comes home and her little girl greets her and she's crying. She says, "Mommy, there's something wrong with Daddy." So mom takes a deep breath. Okay. She walks in and sees her husband sitting at the kitchen table with blood coming down his face. He says to her very coldly, "How many were there this time?" The little girl doesn't understand, but for the moment, she's silent. The mother says, "Clean up your face and we'll talk about it." By now, the father's irate. "How many were there this time?" The little girl starts to cry again. She tries to pacify her father. She gives him a tissue. "Daddy, wipe your face. It's okay." Father keeps yelling. The mother picks up her daughter and says she can't do this anymore and walks out of the room. The mother has to make a decision. Does she stay or does she leave? Many people nowadays think that it's better for a child to stay within a dysfunctional situation, whether it may be their significant other is an alcoholic or things just aren't working out. But there are costs, some pros and some cons. There are always consequences for actions. Some think that it makes a child better, it builds them up. They go through a tough situation, they come out as a more well-rounded person. But at the same time, the effect on the children have to be considered. Are they going to exhibit the same behaviors that their parents exhibited? Are they going to have their own issues, socially, morally, based on their family? So each parent has to make a decision. Once they make the decision to separate from their spouse or significant other, then they are what we know as a single parent. The Census Bureau did a study on single-parent households from 1980 to 2009, up to 2009. In 2008, there are 10,536,000 single-parent households, opposed to in the 80s when there were only about 6 million. Therefore, making this a commonality these days. In the year 2009, 1 in 4 children were raised by a single parent. However, success is not always determined by the fact that you have a mother and a father. Children aren't necessarily successful based on the fact that they have both parents. Success depends on that parent that is there raising them at the time. For example, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton were raised in single-family households. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Shaquille O'Neal were also raised in single-family households. And look where they are now. Presidents of the United States and successful athletes, and many others. Many other business owners. My mother, for example, owns a multi-million-dollar small business. My grandfather was an alcoholic and had another family while serving in the Navy. Another picture for you. This is a single mother. Not only is she a single mother, but she has 2 adopted children. She's Caucasian. This girl is Asian. This is a little black baby. They look very happy. They don't look sad and depressed based on the fact that, well, there's no one else around. It's just us, and we're adopted. what a household really needs, what's really important to children, are four main things. Some things that they need. A child needs love. A child needs to know that they're loved. They need to feel the love that their parents give. A baby doesn't know a mother and a father apart from one another. They just know that this is the person who cares for me. This is the person that feeds me, clothes me. This person loves me. That's what children come to realize. They need support. When times get rough, you don't have the support of two adults. You may just have one. But that one adult can be enough support to motivate you to keep going. They need structure. Of course, it's difficult for a single parent to maintain the day-to-day responsibilities of raising a child on their own, but at the same time, it's not impossible. A proper bedtime, proper schedule, eating regimen. And a child also needs discipline. All too often, we see children who maybe they're just both with their mother and they're going nuts in the store. They're screaming, "Oh, I want daddy. I want," things like that. But firm discipline in a child in whatever way that's culturally acceptable or that a parent is accustomed to helps the child to become well-rounded. And maintaining these four areas, it helps make up for that extra space that is not fulfilled by having another parent there. So back to this scenario that I first stated. The mother decided to leave. Okay, what about her children? The daughter is 4.5. She has a younger sister, she's 1.5. She works, not nearly enough to support 2 kids. She takes the measures necessary in order to raise her children. She uses the help of her friends and family to raise her children. The church community is also something that's very important in their lives. The expression, "it takes a village to raise a child," is not a saying for no reason. So now I'm going to show you who that scenario is about. This is me, my mother, and my sister. My father is a paranoid schizophrenic. I was 4.5 when episodes like this started to escalate, and my mother decided to make the decision to be a single parent. We lived in Boston at the time. We later moved to Georgia with family to help support us. But we're not unhappy. No way, I'm successful. So that leads one to the conclusion, again, that children don't necessarily need a picture-perfect family in order to be successful or to be happy. Of course, there are times when things get tough and obviously, you wish your parent was there. And not saying that having both parents there makes you any less of a well-rounded person. But because it takes extra work, you do start to realize that it is possible to be successful in a single parent